Yes, you may start. It's already one. Start it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sonia Kukrecha from Police JV Public School, Jalandhar, Kent. Here's my co-partner, Mrs. Sunita Pradesi from the same school, Police JV Public School.
Good afternoon, everyone.
First of all, we would like to extend heartiest gratitude to DAV Managing Committee, respected ARO Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Pencil, Mrs. Lashmivich, and Cluster Head, Mr. Yogesh Gambhir, for giving us opportunity to conduct capacity building webinar. The knowledge we will share with you, the resources we'll show you today, and mostly we have gathered from our Rashmi ma'am's webinar. So once again, we would like to thank our respected ma'am. The search for better teaching strategies will never end. As a school teacher, we probably spend too much of our time thinking about how to improve the learning experience of students. After all, what they learn, how they learn, will become a part of these students as they grow, hopefully helping them become successful adults. This is the main goal of competency-based education, giving each student equal opportunity to master necessary skills and become successful adults. So today we are going to present webinar on competency-based education. So agenda of the day is introduction to CBE, quick review of theory, practical application, sharing with the group. So listen all the instructions and pedagogy carefully, as you guys also have to prepare a sample lesson plan based on CBE.
Now, today's webinar outcomes are, at the end of this webinar, participants will be able to differentiate competency-based education and traditional education. They will be able to describe what is meant by the phrase learning outcomes. They will also be able to discuss the advantages for using learning outcomes, also to apply the relationship between learning outcomes and assessment. They will also be able to construct child-centric pedagogy.
So let's come to introduction. What is competency-based education? Competency-based education is an approach to teaching and learning more often used in learning concrete skills than abstract learning. So definitions given by some experts are, according to Richards and Rogers, competency-based education focuses on outcomes of learning. CBE addresses what the learners are expected to do rather than on what they are expected to learn about. Competency-based education programs are an alternative way for learners to gain the skills employers want from employees. Also, competency-based education is an outcome-focused approach that concentrates on the mastery of skills at the learner's pace rather than within a specific period of time. So let's come to competencies. What are competencies? Competencies within different contexts may require different bundles of skills, knowledge, and attitudes. In a sense, CBE is a process, not a product. In other words, we can say that a competency is more than just a knowledge and skills. It involves the ability to meet complex demands by drawing upon and mobilizing psychosocial resources, including skills and attitudes in a particular context. For example, the ability to communicate effectively is also a competency.
Now, what is the purposes of CBE? It measures student learning rather than time. It measures what the students are learning, not the time span in which they are learning. It also harnesses the power of technology for teaching and learning. When teachers effectively integrate technology into subject areas, teachers grow into roles of advisors, content expert, and coach. Technology helps make teaching and learning more meaningful and fun. Students are also able to collaborate with their own classmates through technological applications. Now, we all can do it. Fundamentally, it changes the faculty role. When faculty serves as a teachers, holding scheduled classes for a prescribed number of weeks, teaching takes place at the teacher's pace. For most students, this will be the wrong pace. Some will need to go more slowly, whereas others are able to move faster. So competence-based learning shifts the role of the faculty from a sage on the stage to a guide on the side.
So next comes define competencies and develop valid and reliable assessments. The fundamental premise of CBE is that we define what students should know and be able to do, and they graduate or get through when they have demonstrated their competencies.
Sonia Chawla ma'am, please switch on the videos. Again and again, I'm announcing and writing on chat, no participant is allowed to switch on their videos all through the session. Please, your video should be on.
Now, what are the advantages of CBE? It is flexible. It's flexible as their structure depends on individual learner. It allows student to enter at any level. It is personalized, or we can say it is self-paced, as it is focused on final outcome and not the journey. This enables students to control their pacing because they are not confined by a set of learning process. It is engaging also. One of the strongest outcomes of the CBE is increased students' engagement. Students are more engaged in the material because they have ownership over their learning. It also promotes individualized learning and accommodates a variety of learning styles. And the last, not the least, it is skill-based. One of the key benefits of CBE is that learning out centers on real-world skills and competency development. Then outcome is that students are workplace ready. So the difference between CBE and traditional education, let's compare these two.
Competency-based education is skill-based,
Whereas traditional education is based on contact hour.
competency-based education is just like coaching, just swimmer or the other coach, sports persons are giving coaching to their students.
And in traditional education, it is only and only instructing. It is one way.
Competency-based education is self-paced and online.
And this is only seat time.
Competency-based education is less expensive.
And it is comparatively more expensive.
In competency-based education, students finish as they are able to.
And in traditional education, it is just at the end of the term. Now, what do I want my students to learn? How can I express my goals to them and make these goals clear to my colleagues and myself? Now here comes the role of learning outcomes. So what is learning outcome? A learning outcome is a statement of what a learner is expected to know, understand, or be able to do as a result of a learning process. And why do we need learning outcomes? Learning outcomes are undoubtedly important because identifying outcomes is an effective way to review curriculum and content. This leads to a more balanced and well-sequenced curriculum.
It is effective in designing appropriate assessment.
Lecturers know exactly what students are expected to learn in their own unit as well as in previous units.
Staff are easily able to evaluate the effectiveness of their teaching. Have the outcomes been achieved?
An instructional shift from teaching to learning is facilitated. The focus is on the learner rather than on the teacher.
Students will know exactly what they are expected to learn for each unit. They know what they stand and the curriculum is more open to them.
Students will know exactly how their learning will be assessed.
Students begin to take more responsibility for their own learning when they know what they are expected to do and what standard they are expected to achieve.
Now, we have to make some considerations while making learning outcome. Like what information or content do you want the students to learn from your unit?
What do you want them to do with that information?
What skills or competencies do you want them to learn or develop?
What kinds of higher level thinking do you want them to engage in?
How do you expect students to demonstrate what they have learned and how well they have learned it?
At the very minimum, what should students know and be able to do when they finish your unit?
How do you think they'll be able to use the information and skills that they have developed.
If someone asks the students, what have they learned in your unit? How would you like them to answer?
So it means good LOs must be smart.
SMART means S-M-A-R-T. S stands for specific, means LOs should be to the point. The description is written in such a way that anyone reading it will most likely interpret in the same way you want to convey. M stands for measurable. Answer the question. How will you know it meets expectations? हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि हमने अपनी expectations को achieve किया है कि नहीं किया है? And defines the outcomes using accessible terms like quantity, quality, frequency, deadlines, etc. It refers to the extent to which something can be evaluated against some standards. And A stands for achievable. Achievable answers the questions, can the person do it? Can the measurable outcomes be achieved by the person? It also answers the questions, can it be done? Giving the time frame, opportunity, and resources. We have to keep all such things in our mind while making good LOs. R stands for relevant. Relevant answers the question, should it be done? Why it is to be done? And what will be its impact? Whereas T stands for time bound. A learning outcome should include a specific date by which it will be completed. It is important to allow enough time to successfully implement the steps needed to achieve the outcome, but not so much as to elicit procrastination. So this is a handout of 100 verbs which we can use while making LOs very effectively. While making good LOs, we should avoid some verbs. So some of the verbs, as it is told earlier, that LOs must be smart, means measurable. So we must avoid some of the verbs given here as understand. How can we know how much child has understood? Bit or more? So we shouldn't use such verb as learning outcome. Similarly, to avoid, become acquainted with. How can we judge? Did the child acquainted or not? Or even how much? So we should avoid such verbs which are not measurable.
Now, outcome-based education. The meaning of it is outcome-based education means clearly focusing and organizing everything in an education system around what is essential for all students to be able to do successfully at the end of their learning experience. Now, the definition. How can we define this? Now, the outcome-based education is a process that involves a restructuring of curriculum, assessment, and reporting practices in education to reflect the achievement of high-order learning and mastery rather than accumulation of course credits only. In outcome-based learning, all school programs and instructional efforts are designed to help produce specific, lasting results in students by the time they leave the school.
So, 4 essential principles in outcome-based education are, first one is clarity of focus. This means that everything that teachers do must be clearly focused on what they want students to know, understand, and be able to do. In other words, teachers should focus on helping students to develop the knowledge, skills, and personalities that will enable them to achieve the intended outcomes that have been clearly articulated. Second one is designing down. It means that the curriculum must start with the clear definition of the intended outcomes that students are to achieve by the end of the program. Once this has been done, all instructional decisions are then made to ensure achieve this desired end result. Next one is high expectations. It means that the teacher should establish high, challenging standards of performance in order to encourage students to engage deeply in what they are learning. Helping students to achieve high standards is linked very closely with the idea that successful learning promotes more successful learning. Last one is expanded opportunities. Teachers must strive to provide expanded opportunities for all the students. This principle is based on the idea that not all learners can learn the same thing in the same way and in the same time. However, most students can achieve high standards if they are given appropriate opportunities.
Let's move to benefits of OBE. It promotes high expectations and greater learning for all the students. It prepares students for life and work values, attitudes, and beliefs. It encourages decision making regarding curriculum, teaching methods, school structure, and management at each school or district level.
So, what is assessment?
Assessment is an integral part of the learning. It is a process of documenting in measurable terms knowledge, skills, attitudes, and beliefs. It's a combination of all. Assessment in CBE has to be criterion reference that measure the attainment of learning outcomes. It involves objective as well as performance assessments.
So, assessment is learning where the student is the key role player. Here, focusing on constructive feedback from the teacher and on developing students' capacity to self-assess and reflect on their learning to improve their future learning and understanding.
Now let's compare assessment versus evaluation.
Assessment is ongoing process because it keeps on improving learning.
And it is final, it's watch quality.
Assessment is process oriented. How learning is going on.
And in evaluation, it is oriented. What has been learned?
Assessment is diagnostic. It identifies the areas for improvement.
It is judgment. Arrive out on all overall grade or score.
Assessment is flexible. It adjusts as problems are clarified.
It is fixed to reward success and to punish failure.
Assessment is very cooperative because students learn from each other here.
And it is competitive, beat each other.
So in a sense, we can say CBE is a process, not a product. Proper framing of learning outcomes and linking them with pedagogical processes is crucial to the success of CBE. So let's come to pedagogy. Pedagogy as per CBE, it is an idea is to support students' ability to become an independent, self-reliant, and lifelong learner by using variety of interactive methods. Must include differential teaching. Take care of individual differences to students, issues of social nature of learning, and present challenges in graded manner to make learning child-centered. We can say competency-based education programs built from the idea that it is more important to focus on outcomes, what a student knows and can do, than on inputs like how the student learns it, where the students learn it, or how long the student takes to learn it. Teaching strategies needed to be matched to the domain of learning. How? It demonstrates the expected way to perform a given skill. It allows the learner to practice for a while, then ask for a return demonstration. Then set up models or create simulation exercises in the practical laboratory where learners can have repeated practices of skill with peers or with teacher supervision. We can arrange for sufficient practical experiences requiring skill performance of the competencies under the strict supervision. Create a valid and reliable assessment tool for the use in determining competency in skill demonstration. So for pedagogy, CBE must include attention to the learner's need and styles, providing time needed for the learner to acquire and repeatedly perform or demonstrate the expected competencies like knowledge, skills, performance, behavior, and creating a supportive environment for learning. However, all curriculum need to be evidence-based and outcome-focused, and all teaching strategies need to be matched to the learning outcomes.
Now, on the basis of this, we have made one sample lesson plan. And after the end of the session, you all will have to make one. So just watch it carefully so that you don't face any problem in making it. The chapter we have picked from the class 8 and its name is Parallel Lines. And the topic selected is Relation of Angles on Parallel Lines. The general aim of this is to relate angles on parallel lines and transversal in day-to-day life. The learning outcomes of this will be, students will be able to recognize angles on the parallel lines and transversal angles are corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, co-interior angles, and they will be able to relate angles on the parallel lines and transversal. And lastly, they'll be able to apply the relationship to find the missing angles. The content we have covered is, I am requesting you all to please don't annotate on the screen. Content is parallel lines, transversal lines, corresponding angles, alternate interior or exterior angles, and the co-interior angles. All these content we have covered. The pedagogy, like just to explain all this, what method, what pedagogy we are following is, now to create interest and appreciate the beauty of the subject. Let's watch this video. Just wait for a moment. We'll just sharing a screen for the video.
After the video, Sonia, please interact more with
Right.
whatever you have discussed so far, and then you come to the sample lesson. Fine.
Right, sir. We can wait before showing
Whatever you have discussed so far, just interact more and more so that you can get the feedback right there at the moment only.
Okay, so we are just taking a pause. If anyone has any question, please feel
No
free.
problem. No. Just go for the video. No, it hardly matters. After the video, you can do it.
Right.
Just wait.
You'll find lines that are perpendicular on the rectangle's perimeter. Or let's break it down even simpler. They make right angles in particular. Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make beats. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. Parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, they're rectangular. Now let's talk about detecting if two lines are intersecting. It's the term that we select if at any point two lines connect. Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make beats. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. Parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, they're rectangular. When two lines will never touch, then you can tell that those two lines are parallel. Like these telephone wires up above the street. Parallel lines will never meet. Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make beats. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. Parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, they're rectangular.
So do you have any query till now? Or so if somebody likes to explain what is CBE, what are learning outcomes, is there any relation between learning outcomes or assessment? Can you hear me? Yes, any queries? Any queries regarding learning outcomes, assessment, CBE, or anything else? You can ask or you can text. Or do you want me to clarify more about anything?
Are we audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're very much audible.
Okay, actually no one is responding. That's why we are asking so.
It is okay, they are not responding, but you are very much audible. There is no problem in the audio.
Okay. चलो मैं थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट में बता देती हूँ. जो CBE है, it is
Yeah, ma'am, there is one
competency based
question in the
education.
chat. When we
Okay.
meet,
Do I continue? Okay. मैं आपको शॉर्ट में बता देती हूँ.
Ramandeep sir has raised, Ramandeep Kaur has raised hand. Yes, ma'am, any question? When we meet our LO, then we get our real feedback. Ma'am, please explain more about assessment.
ओके जो हमारी असेसमेंट है हमने उसको लर्निंग आउटकम के साथ लिंक करना है. लर्निंग जो हमारे लर्निंग आउटकम्स होंगे उसी पर बेस्ड हमने असेसमेंट बनानी है. सपोज अब मेरा फर्स्ट यहाँ पर जो अभी हम आपको सैंपल लेसन प्लान दिखा रहे थे उसमें हमारा फर्स्ट लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्ट आउटकम है रिकॉग्नाइज. रिकॉग्नाइज मीन्स टू आइडेंटिफाई द एंगल्स. तो मुझे जब असेसमेंट सेट करनी है तो मेरा क्वेश्चन कुछ ऐसा होगा जिसमें बच्चे उसको आइडेंटिफाई कर पाए. लाइक सेकंड में रिलेट. तो जो मेरा सेकंड असेसमेंट का क्वेश्चन होगा इट शुड बी रिलेटेड टू दैट. वो इसके रिलेशन शो करेगा. फिर मैंने नेक्स्ट आउटकम बताया था कि अप्लाई. तो मेरा अगला क्वेश्चन ऐसा होना चाहिए जिसमें मैं इसकी एप्लीकेशन को शो कर सकूं और उनको चेक कर सकूं.
मतलब असेसमेंट इट शुड कॉम्प्लीमेंट विद योर एलोज. ऐसा ना हो कि आपके लर्निंग आउटकम्स कुछ और हो एंड यू पीपल आर असेसिंग समथिंग एल्स. इट शुड कॉम्प्लीमेंट ईच अदर. अदरवाइज हमारे लर्निंग आउटकम्स जो है वो पूरे जस्टिफाइड नहीं होंगे एंड वी कैन नॉट say कि we are just doing CV properly because we are not checking their competency, we are not fulfilling the LOs. So it should complement whatever you people have decided. Okay, मैंने आज मैं चाह रही हूँ कि हाँ भी these students should be able to do this. They will be able to. So assessment आपने जो भी बनानी है चाहे वो MCQs based हो चाहे short answer based हो चाहे जिस मर्जी वे में हो, it should complement. Any other question, anyone?
लर्निंग आउटकम्स भी हमें बहुत केयरफुली बनाने हैं. जैसे कि मैंने बताया कि वो स्मार्ट होने चाहिए. हमें कोई ऐसे इररेलेवेंट से नहीं बना देने हैं कि जिसका कोई फायदा ही ना हो और कोई लिंकिंग ही ना हो चैप्टर के साथ. तो लर्निंग आउटकम्स को बहुत केयरफुली प्रिपेयर करना है.
So anyone has any other question?
Yes.
You can write in chat box.
Is everything clear to everyone? All of you have to prepare a sample lesson plan afterwards. Kindly ask if you have any query. You can unmute yourself and you can speak.
Any sample? Yes, ma'am. In the sample lesson plan which we have prepared, we'll be showing it to you.
Yes, any other query?
Assessment, not we can say it should, yes, we may include MCQs or activity, yes, on the basis of you can guide them to do one activity and on the basis of the activity you can ask, okay, now answer all these questions.
You can rather show videos and also you can show questions based on those videos. In our school, some teachers have prepared Google form using videos and they were asking questions based on those videos.
So let them observe what they are observing from that video. If you get their answers correctly, it means they have understood.
Mr. Saurabh, please switch on your video. Mr. Saurabh Chabra.
Yogesh sir, can we continue? Or do we wait for some more queries?
I think, ma'am, you should continue.
Okay.
And if query comes, we can answer later.
Right. So now we are continuing. I'm coming to new share. No, observation makes us different from others. The way I think video is not visible to everyone. Let me. Okay, just a minute. Let me share it. Yeah, it's it. Okay. Observation makes us different from others. The way we observe things is obviously unique. Outside, sometimes आपने देखा भी होगा, when we are going to talk about specific observation, suppose if I asked you all to name some things which are around you and which are round. So obviously I'll get some answers on the basis of your observation. So now we are going to show you one video. In this, we can ask students to observe the parallel lines around us. So for better and wider observations, we are using Google Earth, and let's spot some real-time amazing parallel lines. Let's watch this. This is Google Earth. I have launched Google Earth here. I'm just taking you all to Chandigarh, which is one of the most planned cities in the world. You can see many parallel lines. I have marked few with yellow color. You can see them. Let's take a closer look. See, these are pair of parallel lines. When you use Google Earth, so obviously everybody can observe many parallel lines. Few of parallel lines I have used yellow color to show. You can ask students to identify. And obviously I have picked Chandigarh because you all know it is the most planned city in the world. One of the most planned. So you can see many parallel lines. So let them observe, let them give the answer, the existence of parallel lines around them. Another pair of parallel lines. I have marked a few. You can show as many as you want to get the idea of parallel lines. Existence of parallel lines is a real thing. This is another pair. Now I will take you to USA.
Sunita ma'am, the audio video is little less audible. Can you please increase the volume?
Actually, when I recorded this, I faced this problem. So this is my maximum volume.
Okay.
So on their end, I know I have this problem. I couldn't make with a higher note.
No problem.
I hope everybody can hear.
I think everybody is getting what we are trying to explain through this video because all are maths teachers.
Okay, by using this is a better visualization. So that is why I have used Google Earth. Skyscrapers there. The edges of all these skyscrapers, they are parallel. Let's see. If we give a closer look to this, the edges of the skyscrapers here are all parallel. The building you're looking at this right now, it is the United Nations building at USA. So since there are many skyscrapers in America, so that is why I selected this. And you can easily show students, see when we see any building, most of the buildings have their edges parallel. So sometimes we don't tell students, see these are parallel. So by watching this video, they'll be able to analyze, okay, see this is parallel, this can be constructed like this. So suppose if any student has any interest in architecture and all, it will help them because they'll have the better understanding of the concept. So I say we can easily show to the students that there exists parallel lines in the world, we just have to observe. So it is based on observation only.
As we explained today only, that technology helps make teaching and learning more meaningful and fun. So to give more clarity and accurate definition to parallel lines, let's see a video clipping made through using GeoGebra.
So we have to use ICT also. This is one of the ICT, it's a GeoGebra.
Just wait.
Let's draw a line segment AB. Let's draw another line segment CD. Let's produce them now and see what happens when AB is produced, then DC is produced. Oh, they meet at one point. Let's name that point with D. So, they are having one common point, so these are called intersecting lines.
We had just shown them the video. They know the parallel lines never meet, intersecting lines meet at V. So now they'll be able to visualize as well as they'll understand better.
Let's repeat the process. Let's again draw a line segment AB. Let's draw a line which is going to at some same distance from AB. Let's produce AB now. What do we observe? They are not at all meeting. So, these are called parallel lines.
After explaining parallel lines, teacher will explain the concept of transversal line. Further, teacher will explain the relation of angles on parallel lines and transversal. Firstly, he will explain what are corresponding angles, giving its accurate definition. Further, teacher can explain them that on parallel lines, these corresponding angles are always equal. If lines are not parallel, then corresponding angles are not equal. Let's observe using GeoGebra.
We are covering all the content mentioned in the lesson plan.
Let's observe what happens to corresponding angles on parallel lines. Let's draw a line segment. Let's draw another line segment which is not parallel to given line segment. Let's draw one another line segment which is a transversal line segment. Why it is a transversal line segment? Because it is intersecting both line segments at distinct points, as we have marked over here. Let's measure corresponding angles. Let's measure another angle. First one is 72.77, another one is 65.59. They are not equal. Let's observe something else. जब हम ट्रांसवर्सल लाइन को रोटेट करते हैं तो किसी भी पॉइंट पर ये दोनों एंगल सेम नहीं है.
Whether the lines are parallel or they are not parallel, corresponding angles are always formed. But the only difference, when the lines become parallel, the corresponding angles become equal.
Let's observe another thing. We have drawn a line segment. Let's draw another line which is parallel to this line. Let's draw a line segment which is transversal to both. So let's mark point on those transversal lines. Now we'll again measure the corresponding angles. angle is of 126.57 degree. And we observe the corresponding angle is of the same measure, that is 126.57 degree. Let's rotate. We see both angles are equal. Let's rotate this transversal line and see what happens. Every time it is same. So we can say in case of parallel lines, corresponding angles are always equal.
Now suppose if we have pair of parallel lines and we have number of transversals on them, every time the corresponding angles will be equal.
Then next, teacher will explain similarly about alternate interior angles and exterior angles. First of all, teacher will explain the definition, clarify the students what are alternate interior angles, what are alternate exterior angles. Then further, by using GeoGebra, here he will explain that in case of parallel lines, alternate interior or exterior angles are equal, but in case of non-parallel lines, these are not equal. Let's see another clipping.
So whenever we make a pedagogy for any topic, first you must start in a way that it creates interest in that topic. There should be suppose we have, like here we have shown one video, it's very interesting, so that increases their interest, it increases their curiosity, so it will help in understanding and the active participation, so that will fulfill our CBE. So let's watch another video.
Let's observe alternate interior or exterior angles on parallel lines. Let's draw a line segment. Let's draw another line segment which is not parallel to given line segment. Let's draw a transversal intersecting AB at point G and intersecting CD at point H. Let's measure alternate interior angles. What do we observe? Both are not equal. So let's rotate transversal line and let's see whether they are equal at some point or not. What do we observe? They are never equal to each other. When lines are not parallel, then alternate interior angles are not equal.
So it means the same as corresponding angles, whether if the lines are not parallel, alternate angles exist, interior and exterior both. The only difference, when the lines are parallel, these angles become equal. And conversely, if the alternate angles are equal, it means lines are parallel. So side by side, we can explain this concept also.
Let's draw a line parallel to given line segment. Let's draw a transversal intersecting both the lines at distinct points. Let's measure alternate interior angles. What do we observe? First one is 121.37 degree. Second one is also 121.37 degree. So we can say in case of parallel lines, alternate interior angles are equal. You can see it after rotating the transversal line also. Every time both the angles are equal. Now let's observe what happens to alternate exterior angles. Let's measure them. What do we observe? Exterior angle is 119.97 degree. The other exterior angle is also 119.97 degree. Both.
The benefit of this video, one more benefit is here. If you people are observing the vertex angle, we are taking it in the center. Whenever in this video we are picking angles for measurement, we are picking 3 points, and the vertex point is always at the center. So this will also help them in the observation. See, everything depends on the observation. The more they observe, the more they will explore.
Are equal. Let's rotate the transversal line and observe what happens. Still both are equal. So we can say in case of parallel lines, both alternate interior or exterior angles are equal.
Similarly, we can explain about co-interior angles. What are co-interior angles? We can let them know what is their definition, how can we identify, and afterwards we can let them know what is the relation of co-interior angles on parallel lines. Let's again watch one more clipping.
Which is based on co-interior angles.
Let's observe relation of co-interior angles on parallel lines. We have already drawn parallel lines and one transversal line. Let's measure co-interior angles. Co-interior angles means we are going to measure both the interior angles on the same side of transversal. One is 121.37 degrees. Another one is, let's see, what's its measure? It's 58.60. Let's add them. We get it 180 degrees. Let's rotate the transversal line. Whatever combination we are getting and we are adding them, we are getting their sum is 180 degrees. So we can say when two lines are parallel, then co-interior angles are always supplementary.
We can ask students to use GeoGebra in forming the angles. When they'll explore, they'll understand more. And suppose we are asking them to use GeoGebra for plotting or for measuring co-interior angles. And if they explore through Google or anything, they may come across Euclid also, because if you remember, Euclid gave this expression that lines, if the lines are parallel, then the co-interior angles are supplementary. So this is the one add-on, because students are learning on their own pace. Whosoever is learning faster, they can explore more. They can use ICT.
So topics can be interrelated, whether it is the previous topic or the current topic or the next topic. So let's move to assessment now. Just wait. This was the lesson plan we have made and explained, only showing you people video clippings.
Videos, like everything has been explained. This is a part of the lesson plan.
We have explained the full pedagogy in the lesson plan. You can see all definitions are written over here.
Like for example, in case of transversal, if you see the shape, the same equal angles have, to show equality of angles, the same colors have been used. Alternate exterior and interior angles. For co-interior angles. And now we are coming to assessment, because many of you are asking about the assessment. Now, if anyone has any questions so far, either unmute yourself and ask, or you can write in the chat box. Not audible. Rita ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, at the time of Google Earth, you must have faced this problem. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that was a problem in recording.
Any query now?
Everything is clear.
Ma'am, can you please type? You are not audible, Rita ma'am. You are not audible to us. Can you please type in chat box? it's not necessary always to show video clipping, but in this chapter we can make video clippings. That's why we have used maximum video clippings over here.
That is, we have incorporated the usage of ICT just to make them interested or make them explore more, because they are more techno-savvy these days. So should we move to assessment, or you people have any query?
जैसा कि हमने आपको बताया था कि जो असेसमेंट है उसकी लिंकिंग लर्निंग आउटकम्स के साथ होनी चाहिए। तो चलिए अब हम आपको क्वेश्चंस भी दिखाएंगे और आप जज करिएगा। हमारे 3 लर्निंग आउटकम्स थे। फर्स्ट वन वाज रिकॉग्नाइज, सेकंड वन वाज रिलेट एंड थर्ड वन वाज अप्लाई। तो आप हमें बताइएगा जो हम आपको क्वेश्चन शो कर रहे हैं वो कौन सा लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव लर्निंग आउटकम को मेजर कर रहा है।
If you want, we can show learning outcomes once again. Somebody has some asked question. I feel difficulty in Google Form by using math symbol. Rita ma'am, in Google Form you cannot use math symbol because they have not. They
introduced about this.
They are planning. They will be making it. So far, you cannot use the symbols which are on the keyboard. You can use only those, not special symbols. That is the limitation of Google Form.
Otherwise, you can insert images by taking screenshots from your laptop or by using snipping tools. You can cut the questions and paste those questions in Google Form.
Yes, there's a snipping tool, SNIPPING.
We can type over here, snipping tool.
Tools. If you can see this,
You can search over there.
Everyone, let me do this. It's snipping tool. So you can easily snip and you can insert that as an image. When we'll show you the Google Form, you'll understand more. So shall we move to assessment, or you have any other question?
Okay, let's move to assessment. Just hold on. Just wait, it's taking some time.
So Google Form test links. Okay, anyone, if you want to see learning outcomes once again, I can take you back to learning outcomes. Should I show you the learning outcomes?
Yeah, you just show, ma'am, please.
Okay. See the learning outcomes: recognize, relate, and apply. Right? First one is recognize, second is relate, and third is apply. So I'm just moving to Google Form now.
All the participants are requested to fill the attendance link sent in the chat. It is compulsory for everyone, all the participants, to fill the form.
Can you see Google Form, or Chinky ma'am, everybody can see Google Form?
Yes, yes.
Google Form parallel lines is coming on the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this is the Google Form we have made. This is lots, lower order thinking skill. This is the level 1. You all know this red color means you have to fill this. Now name of the, suppose I'm just writing ABC, and
Is Google Form visible? Yeah, it's visible.
so I'm just writing father's name randomly and say admission number, class and section, suppose this is H. Now this is the question. We have made it in the form of match the columns type. So look at the figure carefully and match the following by identifying the relation between given angles.
Can you relate?
Like angle A and G, do they have some relation?
Can we recognize them? What are angle A and angle G? You can answer in chat box.
Or you can unmute and tell.
Alternate exterior.
Alternate exterior.
Okay, so let's click it.
And angle E and angle D?
Co-interior angles. Co-interior.
Very nice. Angle F and angle D?
Angle of co-interior. Interior angle.
Alternate stereo. Very nice. Angle F and angle B.
Corresponding angles.
Corresponding angles.
Then, which learning outcome is being measured over here by using this question?
Recognition.
Recognize.
Recognize. Identify the angle.
Yes.
Identify,
Yeah,
recognize.
Here, students will be able to identify the given angles.
Yeah, by recognizing we mean identifying. They are identifying which type of angles are these. Are they corresponding angles, alternate exterior, interior, or co-interior angles? So it's measuring our learning outcome one.
So we are assessing it in this way.
Let's move to next question. Can you find the value of x if line L is parallel to M and line A is parallel to B?
X is equal to 100 degrees.
X is equals to 100 by corresponding angles.
But which learning outcome we are measuring over here?
They can apply
Here they are applying. Here they are applying the knowledge.
Yes, firstly
But they have learned.
recognize, then they can relate. If these lines are parallel, then they are equal. So here we are using learning outcome 2. Yes,
And
ma'am.
how many ways are there by which we can find x? Because many students will be using some different method. So in how many ways can you find x?
Ma'am, by co-interior.
they can use linear pair also.
Yes, they
so
can
many
use
ways.
linear pair. There are
Linear
so
pair.
many ways to use.
Yeah.
So it is they are relating as well as trying.
Then they will apply co-interior angles.
So that is they are applying their previous knowledge also, because linear pair they have learned earlier.
Yes, you have
So
done that.
what is its answer? Its answer is 100.
तो मैम यहाँ पर अप्लाई और रिलेट दोनों ही आएंगे यहाँ पर फिर?
दोनों आ सकते हैं, लेकिन अगले तो रिलेट कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, firstly they related, then
x equal to 100 degree means corresponding angles. तो it means वो relate, पहले उसने recognize किया कि ये corresponding angles हैं, फिर उसने check किया कि these lines are parallel, तो इसलिए वो उसको relate कर पा रहा है कि in case of parallel lines corresponding angles are equal.
okay.
Relating
Relating
is being used over here. हाँ, अगर वो कोई इंटीरियर करके या कोई और मेथड से करता, फिर हम कहते हैं कि उसने अप्लाई किया है.
Right.
Now let's move to question number 3. Find the value of x. Where L and M are parallel and T is transversal.
70
degree.
70 degree.
And which learning outcome you are using over here? Which learning outcome you are assessing over here?
Applying knowledge.
Applying.
Relate and apply.
We are recognizing too. We are
Yes,
using
first we recognize,
all the
then
learning
relate, then
outcomes
applying.
here.
All three
Relate
of
and
these
apply.
Apply.
Yes, firstly he or she will try to recognize, then relate, then
all
apply.
three objectives are applying here.
मैम रिकॉग्निशन तो सभी में ही आएगी ना? रिकॉग्निशन तो सभी में आएगी. आइडेंटिटी पहले रिकॉग्नाइज करेंगे.
बिना रिकॉग्निशन के तो कर ही नहीं सकते ना.
हाँ, तो रिकॉग्नाइजेशन तो हर जगह पे आएगी पहले.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
Let's move to question number 4.
Yes. This is bit higher order. We can't say it is LOTS. It's of level 2, I
AB
think
is
so.
parallel to XY and parallel to CD. All these three lines are parallel and it has two transversals. One is EO and other one is OF. Now they have to find the angle EOF. Rita ma'am, do you see the mathematical symbol we have used here? Like parallel and angle symbol, you were asking how to use it. So this is only the snipping part.
We have typed in MS Word and we have snipped away from here and pasted over here.
As an image.
Yeah.
As an image.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, 95 degrees. 95 degrees.
How did you find this? Which learning outcome you have used?
Ma'am, again, firstly recognition है.
Yes.
Then apply.
Which recognition you are doing over here? I don't
There
think
are three parallel lines. So firstly, we have to take which two. हमने कौन सी पहले लेनी है?
Yes.
Firstly, they will recognize that AB is parallel to CD.
Yes.
Then they will draw another. And then they will apply the different types of angles.
Yes. So it means
The measure.
our assessment is totally attached to our learning outcomes. बिल्कुल उसके साथ पूरी जो लर्निंग आउटकम्स हम कर लेना चाहते थे ये उन सबको अचीव कर रहे हैं। अगर बच्चा इन सब क्वेश्चंस के राइट आंसर्स देता है तो इसका मतलब हमने राइट पैडागोजी यूज करी है और जो हमारी सीबीई है वो हमने अचीव कर ली है और बच्चे में भी कॉम्पिटेंसी आ गई है इससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करने की।
So let's submit and let's view the score.
Yeah,
So
we have
we
scored 10 on
so
10.
it means we can move to next level. And otherwise, suppose if the student is not getting full marks, we can make another Google form having such type of questions. So you can help student to move with his own pace. So now we are moving to
Next assessment. The screen is not shared.
it's loading.
Yeah, it's not here.
So now this is the thoughts. So we have made one test. So in this we have tried to show the rubric also.
Like this is 4-mark question. That's why we are using rubrics here. Rubrics means success criteria. हम क्या चाहते हैं कि बच्चा ये सब लिखे और उसके full marks आए. Like इसमें अगर मुझे x, y, z की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है तो मैं कोई भी एंगल डायरेक्टली नहीं फाइंड कर पा रही. मुझे उसके लिए कोई सपोर्टिंग एंगल फाइंड आउट करना है. मैं जो भी सपोर्टिंग एंगल फाइंड आउट करूंगी और जो भी लॉजिक लगाऊंगी मैं उसका रीजन बताऊंगी. तो मतलब उसका रीजन वेदर दे आर लीनियर पेयर, को-इंटीरियर एंगल्स, तो ये सब उसको साथ में ब्रैकेट में लिखना है. Which relation he or she is using. तो हाफ मार्क रीजन का रहेगा, हाफ मार्क एंगल फाइंड आउट करने का रहेगा. Similarly, finding value of each missing variable. So we are going to find out x, y and z. तो अगर x, y, z find out करने हैं, half mark x, y, z की वैल्यू होगी और जो half mark for each portion उसका reason कि वो उसके equal क्यों है. Whether they are corresponding angles, alternate interior angle, whatever the reason we are using, we have to mention that reason. Like so we have to clarify such things to all the students before giving this test.
Now in this question, in this figure, I'm just giving some naming, right? So suppose this is A, this point is B, this point is C, this point is D, E, this is F, G, this is H, this is I, and this is J. Now the naming we have done. Suppose if we ask student to tell how will he or she proceed to give the answer. So who would like to answer? Please unmute so that we can see the rubric is fulfilled or not.
Now we are waiting for the reply. You can unmute yourself because I think typing will be a bit difficult for you for these questions. So you have to unmute yourself and respond.
If anybody would like to say how students should answer this.
Yeah. No, can I answer? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Just
Yes,
speak up.
yes. No, first of all, we apply the linear pair.
On
Where?
name the angles.
JIF and JIB.
Yes, GIF and GIB will be forming linear pair.
Linear
So
pair
we'll
and
be using some name.
this angle is alternate interior angle to angle Y.
Yes, this will be alternate interior angle for Y.
So
Y
reason
and then to make the question easy, we take the triangle BDF.
say again.
BDF.
BDF, okay.
Yes.
BDF, very nice.
तो एंगल सम प्रॉपर्टी से हम x निकाल लेंगे वहां से.
Yes, very nice. सर ने यहाँ पर previous knowledge को use किया है instead of using current knowledge. तो ऐसे students questions को explore कर सकते हैं और किसी भी way से solve कर सकते हैं. Thank you so much, sir, for your active participation.
So I hope you all are clear how the students are going to answer and this. Now if you see this,
You have to write reasons along with them. Why y is 70 degree, which relation he or she is using. Like sir has told 110 degree plus that angle is equal to 180 degree. In bracket, one should has to write linear pair of angles. So similarly for finding other angles, we need to write reasons for each and every question we are doing.
so similarly angle X will be 60 degree. There are so many other ways. This is not the only way, but student must write the reason properly. So any question?
Thank you so much for listening us patiently and actively participating in webinar. Thank you so much, Yogesh sir. And again, I would like to thank all prestigious person available over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
You will be getting, I think so, attendance form. You have to fill that. Chinky ma'am,
Yes,
Thank you.
please ask.
This is Dr. Rashmi Vij. I want to thank the resource person. They gave a very good presentation. I could join only little late, but it was very nice and heartening to see how you clarified the lesson plans for mathematics. And I hope everybody would have gained from it. I request everybody to write their own sample lesson plan, emphasizing the right learning outcomes and related pedagogy and the assessment. So please send your lesson plans to the resource person so that they can check and consolidate them, and then they come to me and our cluster head, Mr. Yogesh. Thank you so much. It was a really good session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such a nice opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.